Okay, guys, welcome. I see a little bit of a funny screen right now, so I'm kind of freaking out about it. I've never seen it turn on like that, but welcome back. It's been a while since we've done a heart to heart. I'm so glad you're here. I know it's late. I almost didn't do one. I was actually falling asleep on the sofa. Don't you hate when that happens? Don't you hate but kind of love when that happens? I kind of love it because it's like the best sleep when you're just drifting off. But I had just had a huge deli type sandwich, so I knew it wasn't a good thing to do, and I still have a lot of work to do tonight that I want to catch up with. So I'm glad I didn't fall asleep, and I decided to upload a video which is going to come out shortly as well. A recorded heart to excuse me, this is heart to heart, a recorded jewelry jar unjarring, and I'm trying to make more of those because I know the live ones are bombarded with commercials, and I'm so sorry about that. As a matter of fact, I try to edit them shortly thereafter, and there's only like three. I think they start adding them throughout the week, so I really kind of have to keep an eye on them. But regardless, I kind of let YouTube does what it has to do in that case. But I also know your time is precious, so I'm so glad that you choose a little bit of time to spend with me here. And this is kind of a, as the title says, heart to heart, where we just kind of talk about what we want to talk about. I try to get the ambiance kind of nice and dark and quiet. And you know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of when I used to sit outside. Remember when we were kids, people of my age, and we were kids and we didn't have video games and we only had the three channels, so we didn't really watch TV all night. Though I did sneak in quite a bit of Johnny Carson. I used to love that. But we used to sit outside and watch the stars. And my dad always had trucks. He always had a pretty much like 3 or 4 trucks in the parking lot because he had a construction company. And so we would sit on the back of his trucks and just stare up at the sky and just talk about whatever came into our minds. And that's kind of like the ambiance I want to have here with my little candle lights and twinkling lights behind me. So I'm really glad you're here, guys. But the title, as you can see today, is I didn't put a question mark on it because I really don't want to be a question. I want you to just think back and ask yourself, what is a friend? What has a friend done that makes her a friend? What do you do? How are you a friend? How are you showing? I think, yeah, we do have shared times that we remember back in the day. And sometimes we long for that. I know many of us have lost friends and have lost touch with friends. And that's kind of a sad thing. I always tell you guys about my sister who has so many friends wherever she goes. She always makes a pretty much a best friend for life wherever she may work. And I envy that about her. She's just so gregarious that way. I'm sure you guys probably know people like that. Maybe it's because some of us are shy and we just don't open up right away. And then maybe sometimes we're afraid to open up because we might be, we might be afraid of backlash or trust issues. That's a big thing too. But it's a wonderful thing to be able to have a friend for life. Another thing I envy is my mother has a best friend, and all my life we thought she was our aunt. They were everywhere together. They were total shopping snobs together, and that particular woman, her name is Carmen, loved her so much. She was so elegant and so beautiful. And she never had children, so we were pretty much her children. We and my sister and I, and then I believe she had nieces too. So to this day, we still are in touch, and they're in touch, and they are very, very close. And many times my mother has lamented that she really feels closer many times. And of course, you know how families are, they have their ins and outs. But many times she has actually felt closer to that friend than even her own sisters. She was very close to her brothers as well. But, I think there's just something really special about a friendship bond. And I think that we can all use that, especially nowadays. Especially nowadays, it seems like my friends that I've made here on YouTube and other social networks and places have been really, really called upon more than prior. I mean, it just seems like we just need to reach out and talk to each other and kind of encourage each other. And we've all gone through so many changes. I've been on here so long that, I've seen friends divorce. I've seen friends become widowed and so forth. And so it's just, it's quite a thing, isn't it? I mean, you think that you can just you can just click off that cancel button, that delete, to use a popular term these days, delete your account, right? And the people that you think are your friends, they'd be gone. But would they be gone? Would they seek you out? Would they look for you? I know I've been lucky enough to have some friends that reach out to me and ask me, how are you? And, maybe they're not doing videos anymore, but we still kind of keep in touch. And I so appreciate that. I really just can't tell you how special that is. It really is. I'd really like to hear from you too, and hear what you have to say about that. Do you have friends that are closer than your relatives? Do you trust easily? I don't trust easily. I don't open up easily. And when I do, it makes me feel really good. I like it. I love having a friend, more than one friend, if possible. I love that. But I love being able to know that you really know someone, that you've really gotten to know that person on a deeper level, and that they won't change for some reason or another. Because many times that happens. I know it happens in jobs too. You can be really good friends with a coworker, and then maybe one of you gets promoted and the other one doesn't, and the dynamics are turned somewhat. That has happened many times, many times. I can't even speak to how many times it's happened to me, or where I have trusted quite a bit, and then I have been proven otherwise, and that's not a good feeling. But family has done that too. Family can do that too, and that's I don't know what hurts more, honestly, because you choose your friends and you don't choose your family. But let me see. And you know what, guys? I am uploading a video, but I'll release it in a little while because I did it private, and I hope it's not messing up my stream. Please let me know if it is, because I did put it on private, but it might be uploading at the same time I'm trying to talk to you guys. Hi, Ms. Lisa. Your best friend is like a sister to you, and you've been friends for 51 years. Yeah, wow, that's amazing. And I think that's so fabulous. Same thing, like I said, with my mother, that to this day, and every time my mother has needed her, she's been there. It's just an incredible thing. And to the point where she's like my aunt. I mean, there's just no reason why I cannot feel that way, but I think it's more, not so much because you just call yourselves sister or whatnot, but how do you prove yourself? How do you prove yourself? And let me see who else is here. Linda, Elizabeth K. Guys, thank you so much. Is it Danush? I have a couple of friends. I have a friend I grew up with 34 years ago. I have friends on YouTube and Facebook Messenger. That's awesome. And I believe cyber friendships are real and true. Absolutely. I just feel like, as in real life, they can turn on a dime too. You just never know when, like I said, dynamics change for some reason or another. Balances of, I don't know, like at work, like I said, a promotion of something can change things on a dime. Liz says, Makeup Zombie says, Gabby's is very special to me and has been my rock through this. That's wonderful. I'm so happy that you can say that, Liz. That's so important. And I know you've talked about her all the time. And that's what's wonderful, when you can, you have that people that don't know her, we feel like we know her too. I know she's the one that knows all about stones, right? You've mentioned that she's the kind of an expert at all the stones and things. So you talk about her so much in your videos that we feel like we know her too. Hey, Linda. Linda says, every day I have no siblings, but she's truly my sister. Oh, you must have said something up here. My bestie and I have been friends for 40 years. We live 120 miles apart. but we talk every day. And 120 miles is not very far. You're very lucky that way. You're very lucky that way. Of course, right now everything is like, hey, Robin, because she shed is here. Oh, no, I'm the one that's late. I'm usually here at 8 o'clock. But like I said, I was pondering coming on. I wanted to do a jewelry video. It's crazy, but balancing business, doing things technically on here that are not that easy to me. And so I know how to edit and do all that, but I wish I knew more. And by the way, guys, if you guys need someone that is a tech whiz, that is right there because she shed. And you need to let us know your website. I know you talked about it yesterday on Donatella's, but I would love to see what we can do with as far as thumbnails or intros and outros and that kind of stuff, guys, that do create our content creators here. Miss Robin is a whiz at that, and she's helping Miss Donatella among other people. So glad to have you here. I'm so happy that you're here. But please send me your link so I can put it in the description box right now. I don't have you set as a moderator or anything to drop it, but I'd love to put it out here because I know there's a lot of people that would like to improve their videos and their profile out there. Let me see, 1,200. What did Linda say about 1,200? Violet Brown, your best friend and I've been friends. That's fabulous. I'm doing well, Miss Audi. I hope you're doing well. Did you ever get I'm gonna put this on silent. Did you get the bag that I sent you, Miss Audi? The little gift? The jewelry bag? I hope you did. Because she shed. And is that .com? Okay, so we can remember that. Thank you. I really want to do something that I want you to help me with. And I know she's for hire, guys. So hit her up, because when you can get someone who understands the kind of content you're trying to do, I think it's a little bit easier for someone to understand what you're trying to do, what you're trying to convey. And then, for instance, me in my little realm here, I do jewelry, but I do this heart to heart. I love thrift hauls, kind of incorporate everything. Then some of you guys are eBay sellers. Some of you guys do, the thrift hauls and what's sold on eBay and all that stuff, or auctions. It would be great to have a professional looking thumbnail, professional looking intros and outros where people are more compelled to click and follow through and, generate business that way. It's always good to have. Let me see who else came in here. Let me see. Santos, Laura Ashley Garcia. The weather is weird. I did a recorded video today, and it was thundering throughout it. So if you hear that during my jewelry jarring, it was like a lot of thunder, but no rain. And we had all rain last week. So other than that, it's humid as it always is in Texas at this time. Humid and hot. But anyway, yeah, it's really a good thing. And speaking of what friends do for you and what you do for friends, is it really about that? Because I find that the best type of friend that I think I have is one who listens to me and one who tells me when they think I could do something different, or they kind of tell me, don't think that way. If I'm feeling negative about something, let's say, I'm talking about a relative or something who I may have a problem with, or I'm hurt about somebody that didn't, remember this or that. I appreciate when a friend can tell me, don't do that to yourself. You're overthinking it. Why are you thinking this way? And not just someone who's just there for me to burden on, or someone that I expect favors from. I don't think that's what a friend is. Now, a friend usually will offer. That's the good thing. A friend is there when you need her. And right now it's kind of hard to be anywhere. I know that. But I think that's basically the key. I know, like going back to my mother and her best friend, it's always just about, please come see me. I just want to see you. I just want you to come over. They live 400 miles apart, but they just want to be together. They want to hang out. They want to share this or that, their life, what's going on with their lives. And that's important. I think that's even more important than being able to say, oh, I have a friend who can lend me, gas money if I ever need it or something like that. I think that's the most important thing, honestly. And I think we're lucky if we have that. You live 1,200 miles from your friend. You talk every day. That's awesome. That's awesome. We need someone to talk to. We really do. My husband and his mom were talking today, and he was so happy that his mother called him. He said that he told her last time, I don't have to be the only one to call you, because he calls her like every Sunday. And I think she just got a phone and she called him. And I think that's really cool to remember that, the phone works both ways. Remember, my dad used to call his mom too when she started getting older, and he had to call her, I think, Saturday and Sunday, and she would get very upset if he didn't. But he would. Yeah. Let me see who else joined us here. Something bad about me is that I don't keep in touch. I'm so bad about calling or texting, but I love my friends and my mama. But I'm bad. Yeah. And you have to kind of force yourself to do that. I have to force myself to do that too. I used to I was surprised when I found a coworker. Actually, she was dating my boss. My boss was telling me, I can't believe that she writes in her planner, call mom, every Wednesday or something. She had it down on her planner. And this was like in the 90s when everybody, the iPhone wasn't around yet. But even then, a lot of people use planners now, right? He said, I just don't, maybe it's the culture thing, because he was of a different culture than she was. He said, but I don't think I would ever have to do that. But I feel like now we do. We just get so busy that maybe we do need to put it in our planners. Call your friend, and call your mom and so forth, so they know you're thinking about them. Hey, Miss Kathy Valentine, how are you? What time is it in Australia? I know it's late here, but still early in California. One who has unreliable friends soon comes to ruin. One who has unreliable friends soon comes to ruin, but there is a friend who sticks closer than a brother. A friend loves at all times, and a brother is born for a time of adversity. That's such a great thought. I absolutely love that, Mary, 365 Vintage Hunters. That is so, so true. That is so true. It really, really is. I don't see a friend for 2 years at a time when we still act on no time has passed. Yeah. You talk like chipmunks. That's fabulous. And, that's the thing too about old friends. They know you, they know your past. They don't hold it against you. They never, they never say this or that or innuendo in any way about anything to anyone about anything that you may have shared, right? But then the new friends are fabulous too, because the new friends are sharing your life today. You can talk with your goals, like my goals here for YouTube, my goals for my resale business, things that other people won't understand. They don't understand what I'm trying to accomplish, how I'm working about it. They appreciate it and they're happy for me and everything, but they don't understand the real gist of what we do here and why we do it, and the dynamic and the many aspects of it. It's not just getting online to try and do a video to get people to subscribe and watch loyally and so forth. But it's also about, I think, appreciating that this is a medium we really, really have gravitated towards. That's why a lot of people saying they know. You start doing videos and you get addicted to doing videos. You just love it. I still remember my very first video was a perfume collection. Or no, it was a room tour of all my stuff, because I collect everything. I'm a hoarder. And one of the first comments said, please do a perfume collection. I'll never forget my very first comment, but I was like, somebody wants to see what I'm showing, what I'm talking about hoarding and buying and reselling and loving. And, that strikes a chord. That really struck, in my heart, and I was like, I really like this. I don't care if I have 20 subscribers, and I took me, I think, a year to get 1,000 subscribers, and I've definitely been on the slow train because I've been here, I've been there. I like so many things. I like thrifting. I like going to ride-alongs. I liked, perfume reviews. I was doing perfume reviews, beauty reviews, all of that stuff, and it's only because I liked it, and I like talking to people, and I think it's because we do need that human connection. And if we're not lucky enough to have that friend for 40 years that we can still talk to, at a constant, because like my friends, they've gone through their turmoils too, and they've moved and they've had problems, and they're not always at my beck and call, and I'm not there either. And that's unfortunate, So it's always good to replenish and keep friendships and nurture them. Most of my old friends do not get the thing. I know. My late sister-in-law, she was so sweet and so funny. And when I told her what I was doing, we were actually doing a what's in my bag, and it was the funniest one ever. I don't know why I did not upload it. I didn't have the courage to upload it. But we were actually doing my sister's. I hope she's watching. Sometimes she watches. She just subscribed. We were doing my sister's purse. And she had about 20 red lipsticks. And then I think she had some Xanax or some kind of pill because she was taking some antidepressants or something. And she's like, and this and that, and red lipsticks. And we just thought it was so funny, and it was hilarious. And then my nephew was there. He was just making these crazy faces. And my sister-in-law says, "You're doing what now? And why now?" I was like, I'm doing a YouTube video, and I do a lot of what's in my bag videos, and I want to do my sister's bag. And it was a hilarious video. I don't know why I didn't upload it, but I should have. And I still tell her, I want to do another one so you can pull out your 20 lipsticks. 3 subs. Yeah. The 3 that were not Carlos. Exactly. And then I was laughing because I think it was Candy. Who's that? Candy Johnson that does the beauty channel. She was saying when she first did her video, she was like, oh, I had like 10 or 20 views within the hour. And then my best friend tells me, were you watching your own video? Because you are counting. You are counted as a viewer. So she's like, oh my God, I didn't have that many views. But yeah, it's fun. It's a fun thing. I love it. It's definitely a connection. It fills a lot of voids. It really, really does. And especially right now, oh my gosh, the things we find funny, sad, or anything else, nothing's out of bounds. I know, but it was not so much that she pulled out she had like 20 red lipsticks. I'm not kidding. That's her thing, red lipsticks. But it was the look on my nephew's face as she was pulling them on. That was the hilarious part. And Vicky says, I'm in the process of moving back to Pennsylvania. My trailer is already there, and Dad has been getting things ready for me. I'm looking forward to being close to my mom. That's fabulous, Vicky. Back to your mom because she's your best friend. No, that's what my sister says too, because her and my mother live together. That's fantastic. I'm so happy for you. And to have a trailer too. That is great. That is really, really great. That's what I wish I could do. And I think I have like 5 more years before I can retire, fairly comfortably, not really comfortably. I'll be hustling like crazy. But I would love to just have a big van or something and just ride around in it, go everywhere, thrift everywhere. That would be so much fun. Carrie says, I've lost my siblings. I find my close friends are like my family, only more honest. Well, that's great. That's great. It really is. And there's that sibling dynamic too. We don't have the idyllic, 8 is enough family or whatever, do we? Sandy's trailer. Was it the one she had over in, took the gunshots? And was it New Mexico or Albuquerque? I forget where she was. I think she was in Albuquerque, right? My friend is even trying to gather her old jewelry to make me a jewelry jar because that is so sweet. That's awesome, Miss Bennett. That is so cool. That is what we should do. Get together, all resellers, and have a huge Barbecue. I know, I know. Once this COVID thing is done, we should definitely do that. That would be so much fun. Or like come from different parts of the country, right? And maybe like make it a week-long trip and then have maybe like a thrift down or thrift throwdown or whatever they call it. And we'd all meet up somewhere in the central part of the US. Wouldn't that be fabulous? Hi, Teresa. We're just talking about friends and how they're needed and how when they let you down, it's such a hurtful thing because in my case, it's very hard for me to trust people. And then when I trust people, I really, really trust them. And you just feel that you hope they always feel that way. They always respect you, even if you have a falling out. I mean, it's kind of like if you work somewhere, they are bound by, what is it? I forgot what it's called. But I know, like, as a teacher, they cannot give you a bad reference. All they can say is it's very, very scrutinized. They can check this and check that. And then there's even a little check that says, like, may need extra training or something. But they cannot get on there and blast you because they can get sued. And that's when you get hired, right, as a professional. But that's the way I think friends should be too. I think we should always be diplomatic. I really do. But I was always also talking about what we expect from a friend. Do we expect a friend to loan us money? Do we expect a friend to, always bail us out of jail if we happen to be that kind of a person or something? Or do we appreciate a friend who can tell us when we're wrong and can tell us that we're overthinking something and get you back on track? I always remember something that a friend of my son's told me when I was talking about something. It was a long time ago. And I was saying, oh, I don't know if I want to go there. All the ladies don't really, they all kind of, stick to themselves. It was a little group here. And she was like, why do you do that to yourself? Why do you talk yourself into misery? And that has resonated with me to this day, to this day. And that was 20 years ago. That was around the year 2000, yeah. And that has resonated with me to this day. And I try to impart that to my daughter, my youngest one who still lives with me. Don't overthink it. Don't overthink yourself because you're going into a new situation. Don't think everybody thinks that you're not good enough, not smart enough, don't dress well enough, can't carry a conversation, which I can't unless we're online. I tell my husband that all the time. You just be present, be there for the moment. They invited you to join this group because they wanted you there, Thelma. And I have to tell myself that honestly, because I am always self-sabotaging, always. It's one of my greatest faults. It really is. And you may see a different picture sometimes when I'm doing some other kind of video, but confidence is something I have to work on. It really is. And that's what friends are good at, right? Restoring it. A good friend is good to get you right back there, to pick you back up and tell you that, you're good enough. You can do this. You can go to that play group. A play group. That's what I was anxious about. Isn't that ridiculous? It's not ridiculous when you think about it. Hey, Kelly, how are you? Kathy Valentine says, I don't expect anything from a friend and they don't expect anything from me. Whatever we share is such a bonus. Absolutely. That's a great thought, Miss Kathy. That is a great thought. And I can tell that you're that kind of person. I can tell that you're that kind of person just from the interaction we've had here, from when I see you on Sandy's channel, helping her and helping all of that community over there with the jewelry nurse and Vicky and all of them. And that's fabulous. You have a common goal, a common interest. And it definitely resonates. It exudes from your persona. It really, really does. And I, for one, am very, very happy to have you here. And we've had correspondence as well. So it is my pleasure to have you as a friend. Wendy Jorba says, I have 3 close friends I love and trust, plus friends I met 40 years ago in nursing. We meet up still, but I don't get too close. It takes me time to trust. Absolutely. All my friends are from years ago. Yeah. Yeah. And that's wonderful. It really, really is. I lost touch with a couple of friends, But we, like we touch base again, and it's like we're right back to 20 and 30 years ago, and but we have that in common. We have the past in common, and they still know, like, my life and my kids and where they are and what they've done and all of that, and they share in my joy and I share in theirs. But this is where I'm saying we should always be, I think, sowing those seeds of friendship and harvesting new relationships, because we think we may not need them when we're over 50 or 60 or 70. And that's, I think, when we need them even more. We do. We need them even more. And many of us are not lucky enough to even have family. Many of us are not even, or to depend on family. Like, we go to I've taken my mother to the doctor a few times, and the doctor told her once, "You're so lucky to have your daughters come with you." He says, "I see some of my patients that have to take 3 buses to get here, and sometimes I see them waiting all night outside for a ride to get home." And she says, "Yes, I am. I'm very blessed," and all of that. But it's so true. It's like we just need each other. We really, really do. Carrie Smith, isolation is a big thing for the aged. Absolutely, for the aged. And then Mary says, "Hello, be the difference closing." Hey, Miss Joy, how are you? I'm glad you're here. All my friends are from years ago. Thelma, my husband just walked in with the bag you sent. Oh my gosh, it took a while. Let's do an unbagging. I'll throw out a link. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. But I sent that like 2 weeks ago. I can't believe it, Miss Audi. But it's crazy out there. And I'm trying to get to the post office no more than twice a week. So, I mean, the latest I want to get out there is Wednesday, but I'm trying to stay away, guys. It's bad. It's bad here in Houston with this COVID and with everyone being on edge. And I don't know, I guess it's the tax season now too. So the post office is crowded. And I go almost in the last 30 minutes, but then I hate to do that to them too, because I always have a lot of international, and that takes them a while. So I don't like to burden them with more work. And they're so sweet. They already know my name. One of them, I share the name with one of her mother. I think it's her mother, her aunt is named Thelma. So she has not forgotten my name since she saw it. And she always says, "Hi, Miss Thelma." Now everybody knows my name, and I go every day. So they're very, very sweet people. And people have been so nice to the people at the post office. I've seen quite a few people go in there with baked goods, with candy, and one of them even brought them more face shields and things like that, even though they've been providing them. And they've actually been giving them to you as you walk in the door. So if you don't have one, now it's mandatory that you have one. And if you don't, they'll hand you one. So, even things like that, even kindness like that, isn't that a wonderful thing? Isn't that a wonderful thing that we consider these essential workers and what they're doing and what they're exposing themselves to? And one of them was even telling me, she said, "Oh my gosh, there's no compromise here. They still expect all of this done. They don't realize that we're working with a mask on, having to do double everything. So they're already, I think, doubly stressed, just like the restaurant people are and all of that." The posties are doing. I like that, the posties. Yes, they are. But I'm glad you got it, Miss Audi, but that is late. I did send it a while back. I'm happy for you. I'm happy you got it already. Let me see if anybody else said anything else. When somebody says, "Carrie, I'm so happy you have your friends. I've been widowed twice, and friends are a blessing." Amen. Chub U28 says, "Childbirth or get to know my baby. Last time I called to tell her that my mother-in-law died, and she just messaged me." Yeah, messages are kind of cold, aren't they? They really are. It's kind of the way of the world nowadays, and it's definitely it gets lost in translation. I I don't like when I just get my birthday's this month. So Those of you relatives out there, please don't text me happy birthday. Please call me. I want to hear your voice. I'm such a baby, I know, but it's true. One of the reasons being she was single, she wanted to make herself feel good, but many times it was about putting me down or not supporting me. She didn't get involved in my wedding. Your friend of 18 years reduced contact when I got engaged and completely phased me out. Yeah, and it's funny, but we think sometimes only women suffer that. But my husband has been through that as well. He still is very, very hurt by a friend that he had for many, many years through our relationship when we met, and we were together a long time. We were dating a long time before we married. And as soon as he got married, because he didn't get married till he was like 44, he was pretty much a confirmed bachelor till he decided not to be. And then he got married, and his wife just became really jealous of the motorcycles and all of that. And she pretty much made him sever ties with his friends. And unfortunately, he died last year, I believe. And my husband didn't even come to find out till another friend told him like a month later. So to say that he was devastated is a gross understatement. He was devastated to find out that way. And he always tried to seek him out and look for him when he went into town, another city in Texas, 400 miles away. But it's a shame, but that happens too for different reasons. In this case, it was probably a jealousy that you were engaged in, onto another phase of your life. And in this case of this gentleman, it was that she just couldn't understand that it was just a friendship, that it may have been because of common interest of motorcycles and Harleys, but it didn't mean that he was going to be a philanderer, some people can't understand that. It's really sad, but I guess we should stand up for ourselves too, huh? Good night, Miss Mary. It was good seeing you. I think a friend doesn't betray your trust and supports you even if you succeed or fail, rich or poor, and listen to you and cares how you feel. A friend doesn't disappear when you're at. That's for sure. A friend should not disappear. Not at all. And a friend should be your biggest cheerleader too. Yeah. Yeah, jealousy is horrible. It really is. And it can happen in family too, unfortunately. It can. But I think we should all be grateful for those that we do have. And like I said, just keep on building those friendships here. They're real. They really are. And this is our common interest right now, being on this social media, talking to each other, enjoying each other's videos, supporting each other when we can. It doesn't mean you have to go, buy at this auction or buy at that auction or do this or do that. It just means, you have something that you like, you're interested in, someone's making a video about it, enjoy it. Don't badmouth someone else because someone is doing better. Don't think that this one's better because you're not doing it this way or that way. Everybody's got their own personality. Everybody's got their own spin on what they do here on YouTube. And like I said, some people don't like this show. I don't get hardly any views on this one compared to a jewelry jar, but I feel like it's needed. I feel like when I'm in a happy situation where I'm showing you jewelry and I'm telling you about this and that may not be the place for us to talk about somebody who just is ill, or someone who's suffering, or someone who's let's try to forget about those problems for a little while. PM me, feel free to PM me and anything you want to talk about as far as that's concerned, if I can help in any way. But, there's a certain place where like I said, when we used to sit out under the stars on the back of my dad's pickup truck and be sweating like crazy. Oh my gosh, it was so hot in the summers of Texas. Anybody out there from Texas? Anybody hear me out there? You've lost touch with most of your longtime friends, painful times for me. made it hard to keep in touch. I think some friendships could pick up again easily and others wouldn't, but I don't look back. Yeah. YouTube jealousy runs rampant right now. Absolutely, Robin. When we should be promoting each other and helping each other through the scary time. Absolutely. And there's no reason for it, honestly. I just don't see a need for that jealousy. It's ridiculous. Like I said, and then it's like, okay, so you like this type of auction better, or you like this type of jewelry jar better, or you wish that I wouldn't do a heart to heart. Well, then don't watch it that day, you know? I can't please everybody. Some people like for me to show the jewelry. Let me show you some jewelry. Look at this fabulous coral. I'm wearing coral. Copper bracelet. Some people like it when I show it like this and I'm, talking to you face to face. And then some people are like, how dare you do that? I want to see the jewelry. No. So I've just come to the point where I'll just say, you know what? Thank you so much for watching me. I really do appreciate you tuning in, sitting through the horrible audio. And this is where I'm going to get Robin's help. Sitting through the terrible audio and video and still enjoying my content, because the next person is going to say, I really like when you show your face, Thelma. I like to see you and talk to you. And other people are like, yeah, I missed the ride along. Someone was even asking for the jewelry sold videos, and I rarely got any views on that. Rarely. And someone was missing it the other day, and I was like, it's because I've been doing a lot of auctions. I still sell on eBay, and I've been selling tennis shoes. I sold some Nikes. Remember I told you I bought out my nephew's closet? Oh my God, they're just selling like hotcakes now. And some of them took 2 years. I sold like 4, and then like a year lull. Nobody was buying it because it's a small size. He only wears like an 8.5. I think the largest size is 9, men's 9. So it's not the easiest thing to sell. And, some people don't like those videos, and then some people do. I haven't done an eBay sales video in forever, but I just try to mix it up, and if they say I watch a lot of the creator studios that kind of give you advice on how to build your video your content and your viewership and stuff. And they were saying the more successful you get in your video, the type of video that is the most successful is the one that you're going to dread doing eventually, because it can become monotonous. So this is why I like to vary it, and I like to do different things, and I hope you enjoy it. And please give it a thumbs up, guys, whenever you walk in the door of one of my videos, or before you go watching my videos, stick that thumbs up for me. I really do appreciate it. If you haven't subscribed, do so. But you have to do it to please you too, or you'll stop doing it. And I don't want to stop doing it. I love the jewelry jars. Oftentimes they're very time consuming. I've got to clean up all the stuff that comes out. Not all of it is a Tiffany cuff. So it's time consuming. Hunting for them is time consuming. It's, it definitely costs money, but I do want to bring content that brings pleasure to people. And I also want to bring content that brings pleasure to me. Sometimes I want to show it up close. Sometimes I want to talk to you. Sometimes I cut my hair. I want you to see my new haircut or something. You just never know. Let me see what Miss Kathy said. Whatever way you choose is great. The variety is fresh approach. Thank you, Kathy. You're always so kind. You're always so kind. Did you tell me what time it was in Australia? Because I forgot. You prefer the face, Robin? Yeah. I like them both, too. I watch Texas Gal Treasures a lot, and I like when she's face-to-face and talking to us, because she'll just go, spontaneous, telling jokes and singing and stuff. You're always the sweetest ever and always have the best heart-to-hearts. Oh, thank you, Terry. How are you? I'm glad you're here. I love that you're such a sensitive person. It's funny you say that. I feel like I am, too, and I hope my sister's out there watching, too, because my mother and her always say, oh, Thelma acts like she's not cold, but like, I think like a poker face. Like sometimes I'm just like a poker face around things. But then they know I can't even talk about it because I'll start, wailing about something, or because I've been holding it in, So you see me with a poker face because we're in this situation where everybody else is crying, and, it's who I am. I can't pretend to be this, very hypersensitive person that, just because this situation is going on and everyone is lamenting and everyone's crying and I'm in the corner, watching a TikTok video or something. But then when I, have to face my feelings, they're there. They're there. You've seen my heart to hearts where I didn't even expect to overreact to things. Aw, thank you, Debbie. I appreciate that. Having your palm read. Have you guys ever had your palm read? I haven't. I was just telling my daughter, though, that because she's really into astrology. And you guys know the term Karen, right? I was telling her that I saw a thing on TikTok that said, y'all going to have to Google it, guys, because it's pretty intense. That some guy said all Karens are Leos, and I'm a Leo, and I'm not a Karen. And and so I was telling her about that, getting her not her palm read, but numerology. Because when I worked for this guy, he was really into astrology and numerology, and he was a stockbroker. And I don't know what it is about those stockbrokers. They're a crazy lot. Sweet man, great man, oh my gosh, very successful. But he had my numerology done too, and I got a pamphlet like this thick, guys, like the size of like a textbook of my numerology. I didn't even have the time to read it, but he did it for me, and he did his. And anyway, there's a place over on Westheimer here in Houston that'll do it for you. And they have all those crystals and stuff like that. So those are fun things to do. It is. It's very entertaining. It's very entertaining. And it's kind of like, do you guys remember? Well, I think now they have a new one where you sit in a cab and this guy just starts kind of like going psychic on you. Well, there used to be another show a few years ago where this cab driver, I think it was called Cab Stories, and these, hookers or these drunks or whatever would get in his cab and they just start rolling the cameras like a candid camera. But now they have one, I think the guy's a psychic. I think I've seen the commercial, but I haven't seen it. Anyway, guys, we are going on 47 minutes. I am rambling, but again, it was fun sitting under the stars with you guys. Nobody answered me. Did you guys sit under the stars and talk to your friends and not have anything else to do in the summer? It was so fun. It was so fun. I miss those times. We'd eat tomatoes. Remember when tomatoes were sweet? We would eat Taxi Cab Confessions. Yeah, that one. That was a good show. I wonder if it's on YouTube. That was the funniest one. I stopped watching TV a long time ago. Once in a while I'll find something on Netflix to watch, but like I said, with all this to do, it's kind of hard to relax. But this is a time for us to relax. I hope you enjoyed it, guys. Only time in college. Yes, right? I had a friend who lived by the airport here in Houston, by the international airport, and her and her husband would sit out in their parking lot. They lived in an apartment and sit on the hood of their car and just watch the airplanes go by. And then they had kids, and the kids would love it. That's what they would do. They just lie down and watch the airplanes go right above them. It's nice to just do nothing, right? Just let your head wander. I like that. I'm going through the bag right now. Oh, awesome. Awesome possum. I'm so glad. I'm so glad you like it, Audi. I like to pack those bags nice. Robin, please send me Lori's email. I didn't get it yesterday for the cuff that I bought from Sandy. Was it yesterday or Monday? I don't remember when we auctioned it off, but I won it. I was so lucky that I didn't have much competition, and I'm so happy about that. If you get a chance, send it to me. My email is always on my description boxes, so I can forward her that money. All right. Nice talking to you guys. I will talk to you soon. Again, there is a video going up tonight. It's only like 25 minutes, and it was a really, really good jewelry jar. I liked it, and it was pretty cheap. It was only $40. One of the cheapest I've ever gotten. All right. Talk to y'all later, guys. Thank you so much for being here. We'll see you hopefully next Monday. Bye.